Hey, welcome. My name is Thomas Bresh. I make indie games for a living. That's my job. So today is going to be a really fun live stream. First and foremost, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about why I stopped making 2D games and why I actually moved into 3D games. I'm not saying you should stop making 2D games. I'm just telling you why I did. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to add some hardcore music to my game. It's pretty awesome, actually. It's written by my friend Chris. And then we're going to be finishing up the spiders in the game and add that music into the sort of the horde of spiders and see if we can get it to work. So let's go ahead and jump into Unity and get started. By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So let's first talk about why I'm making a 3D game. Okay, and why I'm not making 2D games anymore. I'm making a 3D game first because I got bored. So once you're making games for about 10 years, you're going to sort of hit a little mini existential crisis, which is you're really bored with what you've been doing, right? So I've been making 2D games since I was, 50, I was probably 16 years old is when I really started dabbling in ActionScript 2.0 in a program called Flash. Most of you probably remember Flash, or at least have heard of it. So that's when I started making 2D games. And I got sort of into a rut where I was just doing the same thing over and over again. Made 2 commercial releases. Those are on pretty much every platform. So now I just decided, this was probably 2 years ago, I asked my friend David Whaley, I said, hey, is learning 3D hard? He said, it's not that hard. You can use assets. So I started learning 3D. And it wasn't without its growing pains, right? But making that shift was purely because I was bored. But the second reason, well, it's actually not 100% why I was bored. It was also because, the second reason, which is, at least from what I've heard, sorry, I've got a, I'm coughing all the days long. After COVID, it was just been this sort of, I don't know, ickiness. The second reason why is because selling a 3D game is actually kind of easier, this is what I've heard, than selling a 2D game. Because you can do a screenshot like this. All right, let's see here. Something like that. A screenshot like that is a lot easier to sell than a 2D game. Especially when it's like an animated GIF and it's running towards the camera. So when it comes to profitability and running a studio, and you guys know I love talking about entrepreneurship and how to make money, a 3D game is a little bit easier to sell, maybe even a lot easier to sell. But the third reason why I started making 3D games as opposed to 2D games is actually related to money. This game is a lot more expensive than my previous games. So my studio now is in a place where I can pay for help, right? That's not to say you can't partner up with people when you first start out, but I have to pay my modeler, who's Felipe. I can do the modeling, but why? Here's something to think about when you're running your studio. Why would you spend your own time, which is money, essentially? Time is money. Why would you spend your own time doing something when somebody can do it twice as fast, right? So it's actually cheaper to hire somebody if you have the money. If you're paying yourself a salary and you're a full-time game developer, it's like twice as expensive to do it yourself. So if you have the money, you should be hiring out contract workers because they're going to do it better and they're going to do it faster. So that's why I've changed, right? I've not really changed. I still love making games, indie games, 2D games. I love teaching about 2D games. And if you're making a 2D game, go for it because I made over $500,000. You can look at the numbers at fulltimegamedev.com. From just 2D games. That's how my career started, and I probably might make something again. But right now I want to make a 3D game. So those are my reasons, guys. Whatever you're doing, this is the most important thing. Whatever you're doing, especially when you're starting out, make sure you enjoy it. So that's why I pivoted. Right now, I'm really into first-person shooters. I'm into hardcore music. Some of my favorite bands are, I love Norma Jean, Circa Survive, Me Without You. What's another one? They're more post-hardcore than hardcore. So yeah, that's what I'm into right now. And I don't know why, but that's what I'm into. So that's what I'm going to do, right? So I recommend you guys do the same. All right, let's go ahead and jump into my 3D game. And let's work on making this hardcore, all right? So the first thing I want to do is show you guys what we've accomplished since yesterday, all right? So yesterday, we got the enemies working just fine. So let's see if I can get my volume set up properly so I don't blow y'all's ears out. No, it's not only Christian hardcore. I gotta admit, guys, you guys know I'm a Christian. I don't like Christian music. Christian music sucks. But I'll listen to some Christian post-hardcore, but my favorite post-hardcore band is Circa Survive, and they are not that. Okay, so we've got an issue with the spider. So what we're gonna do, what in the world? What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn off something called a ground fitter. So let's do that really, really quick here. So the ground fitter, those two scripts there, are causing problems. It's supposed to get the spider to sort of fit on the ground if it's smooth or rounded. But in this case, we're just in an interior level, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. All right, so let's see here. Are the spiders working? Good. All right, so far so good, right? Looks pretty awesome. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start adding music slowly to the scene, just to get an idea of how this music's gonna feel. The artist for the music is not Thomas Brush. It is actually, I know his first name. We're on a first name basis, but we're not on a last name basis. Chris Palezos, and Chris Palezos reached out to me. He's a subscriber, and he said, Thomas, I want to give you some music here and just see what you think. And I was like, you know what? This is great. This is right up my alley. So first and foremost, let's talk about the first track here. The first track, I'm going to turn it on. This is the exploring track. So this is just what you hear when you're exploring the world, okay? So let's go ahead and make sure we name these tracks properly. This one is, I'm going to call it 1 Exploring, and then the name of the actual track, because I think that's good to keep. Okay, we're going to do the same with the other two. We've got a combat loop that isn't finished yet. The combat loop is, this one's probably going to change, just because Chris and I talked, and I think it's going to change. So this is combat 1, or a combat, we're going to call it combat light, and then there's a combat heavy. The combat heavy one is probably not going to be played often. It'll probably only be played when you're completely surrounded with walkers. But we're going to play it today with the spiders just to see how it feels. You can see, let's see here, make sure the sounds are all set up properly. Yeah. All right. Now, I didn't say hardcore, I said post-hardcore. So post-hardcore is a very specific genre. It's much more moody, atmospheric, kind of emo. So that's kind of what I listen to. But what we've got here is some hardcore, or what you'd call maybe metal. I think metal might be a better word. So these are some metal tracks, but we've also got the exploring track, okay? Thomas, will you ever make a book on the industry? Yes. I have a book written. It's just not edited. It's everything in the course. It's basically a book, the script for the course, but I need to retrofit it to be a book. So there's a lot going on there. Okay, so let's take a look here. So this is the exploring song. Let's go over here. There we go. So very subtle. Very, very subtle. Happy birthday, William. So that's our exploring track. This is combat loop 1. This is very subtle. Okay. It's when the spiders start showing up, maybe. Maybe there's 1 or 2 walker enemies. Very subtle. Now, the problem with this track is it doesn't blend properly with this third one. Okay, so Chris right now is working on making this one sound more like this one here. All right, so I told you guys, I've changed. So this is a little bit different than my previous games. I have nothing against artsy games. I'm just not in an artsy mode right now. I'm making horror movies right now. I'm making horror games and pretty violent games. That's where I'm at emotionally. I don't know why. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and first add that exploring track to right here. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one. This is an old one. And let's go ahead and put it in the music exploring game object. Now this script is basically ready to go. We might need to make some tweaks to it though. All right, let's do it. So we're going to put that there. But we also need to make sure that phase 1, let's see here. What's the track? Ah, yes, music exploring. Then there's going to be 2 phases. So 3 and 4, not so much. Let's see here. How many layers do we have? I think we could delete these. Yeah. So let's make sure that the exploring music is good. So I think 0.5 is the volume we want to do. And let's take a look. White says, Thomas, why did you stop doing 2D games? Head on over to the beginning of the video. We talk all about it. All right, let's hit play here. Okay, so let's see if the song is working. I don't hear it. We'll probably delete these spiders for just testing. Huh. I think it's because the track was deleted. Let's take a look. I think it might be trying to find the old one. Yeah. No. Audio source. It's missing an audio clip. I don't know why. I thought I just did it. Isn't that strange? I thought I just did it. So it's missing an audio clip. Although, it could be that this... yes, okay. So it's because I changed the prefab, so we need to go to revert all. Now it's going to show up. Okay, so there's that. Let's make sure that the volume is still what we need, 0.5, good. All right, guys, and I'm going to remove these spiders just really quick because they're driving me nuts. I'm going to move them all to each other. Oopsie. These 3 here, we're going to move to the top because I don't like having everything. I can't use a scroll wheel on PC. It really frustrates me. I can't even move them. Let's go back in time. Maybe I need to close out one of these folders here. All the way down, yeah. Okay, there's one. It's the level art. Okay, and the furniture. Okay. Excuse me. We'll put these enemies right up here. Yep. Let's move them all into the enemies folder. I think that's fine. Just so there's a place to put them. And let's hit play and take a look. All right. I thought I removed you, you mother effer. Hold on, I didn't. One sec, my friends. So we're just going to disable the enemies. These are all crap. Let's delete these. All right. And by the way, guys, once we get the enemies down, we're going to have like 4 or 5 enemy types. And it just feels great. You just build out the game. And you add story. And then maybe you add variations to those enemy types, but nothing crazy. And you got yourself a game. And I say just build out the levels because I'm not doing that. Felipe is using my art direction and also the designs from Adam. And Adam is our level designer. So I'm just sort of getting the game feel perfect here, adding in the music and coding some stuff. So let's see if the music is working. Ooh, the game. See how the game just feels so much better? Listen to that. Let's see if the volume is set properly. Yeah, it's good. So you just want a very subtle exploring sound. One of the big mistakes game developers make is they want it to be awesome all the time. And silence is actually your best friend. Calm and silence. And variability with your music. So I'll shut up. Let's take a look and see. I think it's a little slow. I'm not sure why. No, we're good. Okay. Very good. Okay, so the explorative music is set up and ready to go. What we need to do is we need to add music phase 1, and we're going to put a track on here, and that's going to be the combat light. Now, we're not going to stress too much. We're just going to work on phase 1. Phase 2, 3, and 4 are missing audio tracks. So what I want to do is go to the music phase 1 layered music script. And what I'm going to do is we're going to sort of retrofit this. The way it was originally structured is it would fade in another track over top so that they're all sort of lined up and their time codes are correct and it sort of stacks music. But the way that Chris is doing the music is it's a separate track completely. So we're gonna blend between the two, all right, and just fade out the other one. So if the enemy's following is greater than start when enemy amounts following is required number blah blah blah. Okay, go to volume equals min max volume. Okay. So, man, these conditions are confusing me already. So X is, So X is minimum volume. And Y is max. Just so I get clarity there. 0 and 1, okay. So what I want to do here, require all enemies to be dead to fade out. Man. Okay. Let's take a look at what this variable is. Start when amount of enemies following is, okay. I see, and require number of enemies to be exact. Oh, it's false. Okay. So it looks like with this first one here, it's saying if there's one enemy, begin bringing the music up. But what we want to do is make sure this one, if the other one is set, this one will fade back out. Got it. Okay. You all right, Jebby? Jebby? Jeb? Jeb, I'm right here. Jeb. Sorry, he's having a nightmare. Jeb. Jeb, wake up, buddy. Okay, so let's take a look here. We want this to occur. So if game manager player control enemies following is greater than or equal to start when so this is for the first phase. This condition is being met for the first one. Game manager player enemies following is and require numbers to be exact. Okay. Else, if okay. So this is going to work. This is going to work just for phase 1. All right. So phase 1 is going to work. That's the theory. So let's add one spider and see if the music begins. Just this one here. Let's see, where is it? This one here is fine. Okay. So this is going to work for, oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, I know this is confusing because it's not, it's not the best code. Okay, so there's this one, combat light, mock-up rough. The volume is going to go to 0.3. I think it needs to be like 0.5. So let's hit save. How much time have I spent on this game? Well, it's a team effort, so there's a lot of different people working on it. Okay, let's double check something here. I can barely hear. Okay, here we go. All right, well, we got to double check something here. We need to see first, because it's not playing. The first problem is, why is this phase 1 not happening? Phase 1 will turn on, music exploring will turn off. So let's double check something here. I think it's because we need to enable it. I think that's it. Let's double check something here. Yeah, we just need to enable it. I think that's all it was. We should probably play focused, maximized, I mean. I think that'll speed things up a little bit for us. It's a little slow. There we go. Okay, very good. Little loud, right? So we're gonna transition to a lower volume. So something like that's the fade speed actually. Yes, okay. So that's fade speed. 0.5 is good. So we're gonna set it to 0.5 for the actual enemies following you. I'm probably gonna make it force 2 enemies. So if there's 2 enemies, that music will start playing. Good. Okay, that works. Yeah, I think we're gonna force 2. So let's figure that out really quick. How can we force 2? I think if we do that, that'll fix it. But the question is, phase 2, should fade out phase 1. So we're gonna create a new variable called require enemies to be less or equal to max. And it's currently set to false, but if it's set to true, it's going to immediately go to this. Okay? Or, because there's just a lot of different conditions that should be met based on certain types of music. So I think that it's not super intuitive, but it works. So we have the or there, okay? Or game manager player enemies following is less than or equal to yeah. Oh man. I think that's fine. What a stupid way to... I wrote this last year. These are terrible variable names. And require number of enemies to be exact is false. And require enemies to be less than or equal to max. So if that's set to true, this is set to false, then if this is smaller than or equal to, then it's going to go to that max volume. Otherwise, immediately it's going to just fade out. Okay. And we're not going to require all enemies to be dead to fade out for this one. Okay. So let's jump back into Unity. That should do it. So the only one that requires all enemies to be dead will be phase 1. I think that's the theory. Yeah, that's the theory, because look at this. No. So we're going to turn that off for phase 2, but we're going to say require enemies to be less than or equal to max. And this is going to require enemies to be less than or equal to max. Oh yeah, we can turn that off. Okay. That seems like it should do it. I'm sure we'll have some serious problems here. But let's take a look here. So we're going to put this one here. Bang. And its volume, we want it to be 0.5. Otherwise, it's going to be crazy loud. Phase 3, fade speed is 0.3. Good, good, good. This one, require enemies to be, number of enemies to be exact. Yes, 0 for that to fade in. This one, good, require enemies to be less than or equal to max. Yes, otherwise it will fade out. Yep, we're good there. Okay, I mean, I think we can try. Let's add some spiders really quick and see what kind of craziness we can get. Now, this is super rudimentary what we're doing. There might be intro crashes, outro crashes, or like changes for the beat, the emotional beat. I'm speaking in screenwriting terms, but let's say you encounter an enemy, it might just do a something that starts the song. That's not set up yet. Right now we're just fading in and out, right? Okay, let's turn on some more spiders. I want them to be sort of all over the place. Also, did we change the number? I think we need to change the number of required for the first one, for the first phase. So let's change that number. Start when enemies following is 2. This one is start when enemies following is, I would say 4. I would say 4. Hello, Jason. How are you, buddy? Come on in. Okay. Okay. We're going to add this spider in here. And then we'll do another one. So let's just try it out. Let me put it in the enemies folder. And, you know, what you want is this to be super tight, super robust, so that you can just put enemies all over the place. Obviously, strategically using the game design document or the level design document. But ideally, you can just place enemies all over the place and it just works and it's fun to play. So that's what we're doing here. And I really want the spider to be perfect and sort of be the benchmark for all the other enemies. Hey, Infallible, how are you, buddy? So there's one. So that's not working. The demon spider. I feel like it's a game from like Napoleon, not Napoleon. What is that? Stupid. Oh no, I can't think of it. The Search for the Holy Grail. That movie. What is that? Why am I saying Napoleon? So that didn't work. So why? That's the question. Well, first we need to look at how many enemies are currently are following the player. We have a counter on the character controller, and so we just want to make sure that this isn't a problem first. So however enemies are following the player is going to determine how the songs play. So let's see if we can find enemies following is inside the player controller. So let's find that. Okay, is it a public variable? Because I want to be able to look at it. There it is. Okay, it's public and it's in the other header. So we'll scroll on down. There it is. Let's watch and see. If it's set to 1, then it's a problem with the script, not the player controller. Let's mute the audio really quick. Go to play focused and pause. Okay, it's set to 1. So for some reason, phase 2 is playing. Yeah, phase 2 is playing for some reason. So something happened with this condition. This condition is problematic. So let's take a look. I think what I need to do is this right here. Yes, that's the problem. And require enemies to be less than or equal to max is false. Okay. And I think even still we need to do it here as well. Anytime you have all these various conditions, you gotta make sure they're matching when you're using or. Yes. Ah. Wait. Wrong. This needs to be greater than or equal to. We got ourselves a problem, my friends. Wait. Thomas, you're stupid. This condition up here is all set. Sorry, guys. Whenever I jump back into code that's from like a year prior, it's hard for me to wrap my head around the conditions because I'm not the smartest. I always say this. I'm not a Jason Story. So this one is crap. This variable here. This condition is what we really want to work with here. If require all enemies to be dead to fade out is false, then it's going to go to the minimum volume. Or require all enemies to be dead and enemies following is 0. Huh. Wait a second, I think it's going to work by default. Let's take a look. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, so it's playing load tracks. This is like math rock right here. All right. So we're still not fixing that condition. There's something wrong with this condition. Basically, we want this to go back to 0 if these conditions here are met. Okay? Although it seems like what's happening is this condition is always being met. If the enemies following is greater than or equal to start when amount of enemies following is greater than or equal, yep, and require number of enemies to be exact is set to false. Okay, and that's usually set to false, so it's going to do this. Okay, but the moment that it doesn't meet this condition, it should pop to this. Now, let's take a look. If required all enemies dead is fade out is set to false, or then it should go back to the minimum. So for some reason, it's not going back to the minimum. What? That's always being set, so we're good there. So something is, for some reason, the go-to volume is not being set properly. Let's take a look at the go-to volume and make it a serialized field. I just want to see it. Well, you know, I need to double check something here. Man, this is tough. Use your brain, Thomas. I do wonder what would happen. I'm going to hit play really quick here. I'll turn the volume down for you guys. No. Jason, all the sounds should be playing to start. I'm fine with that. The volumes are all being set to 0 anyway at start, so that's not the problem. Because you can see here, the post-hardcore track isn't, or whatever you call it, the metal track, isn't even playing, so that one's fine. Good, fades out. Good, okay. And then music exploring starts back up. So it's this one here that's causing me some problems. So what it needs to be, when the amount is smaller than the total amount, then it's gonna, it'll do this. It should fire that. How strange. Phase 1 should fade out. Oh! I know what's going on. Thomas, you're stupid. I need a variable called stop. Or like when it's +1. This should be... It needs to be smaller than the one ahead of it. It needs to be smaller than the one ahead of it. Write it down fast. The number of enemies following should be smaller than the phase ahead of it. Okay? So whatever the next phase is, whatever that max number is, we also need to check and say, okay, is it smaller than that one though? Duh. Thomas, be a smart person for once. Serialized field. We're gonna do it's gonna be a layered music, and we're gonna say next phase. Okay, and then we gotta say this, and the number of enemies following is smaller than or equal to, smaller than the next phase. Next phase dot require number of enemies, and it's a private variable, so it needs to be public. This right here. No. This here. It's going to be a public integer. Not a pubic, but a public integer. We're going to be using pubic integers later. Public integer. But we'll be doing it in private. What am I talking about? Okay, next phase. Okay, so require enemies. What is it called? Start when amount of enemies is following. I need to change that variable name because it sucks. This right here. So if it's smaller than, if it's smaller than, it keeps playing. But the moment that condition is not met, it's gonna pop right down to here and do that. Okay. Gordon, you're a tooltip. Let's see here. So this one is this one. Bing! Now, Yes. Okay. Bing. And then, nope, wrong one. Bing. And then this one would be phase 3 if it exists. So what we need to do, yeah. Oh, good. Okay, so we can do a ton of layers. So like this one would be like 10, right? Or I'm sorry, this one would be 10. There's not even that many phases. So we need to delete. We're gonna have 3 phases. I'm not gonna have all these other ones. Good. So I'm gonna call this music light exploring. And then this one is gonna be music intense. Okay, so let's draw and then and then this one doesn't have one, so we can say this is a nice big old fat or statement, or you say next phase if next phase doesn't exist, right? Or player controller enemies following is smaller than next phase. Or, I think we need to be careful here. I could be wrong. Next phase exists and... What a mess. That's the theory. And by designer, I mean future Thomas. Gordon is saying future Thomas would really like a tooltip. The only tool I need is Gordon. All right. You're probably right, Gordon, by the way. I'm just messing with you. Let's hit play. Professor Snape, why? Oh, no! Yeah, okay, so we just broke it even more. So, what? This is, something's wrong. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. That probably explains everything. I think I put it in the wrong condition. I'm gonna scroll out here. And next, I'm just gonna be careful here. Dude, Thomas. I'm just gonna make it null. If next phase is null, then we're fine. Or if next phase isn't null, and it actually does exist, and the enemies following is smaller than the next phase's total start amount, then do this. That's the theory. Yes, Jason's story. Jason's story, Jason's story, Jason's story is here. Why aren't you playing? Okay, we've got one enemy following, right? So it should be playing that song. Enemies following is set to 1. Music. Require number of enemies to be exact. Look, it's set to 0. That's exploring music, that's why. And then this one, it should be 2. Okay, let's go find a second one. There we go. I think it should fade in slower, but you guys get the idea. Got 3. Got 4. There we go. So let's kill them all and see what happens. Oh, I just died. So the game is super slow because we're running in editor mode and we're seeing all the editor, and then I'm also streaming. So let's go back in time. Seems like everything's working. I'm gonna see what happens when I slow down the fade, and then maybe we can go find a transitional element. I mean, Hector, are you working right now? Because if Hector's working right now, I'm not gonna ask this of you. But if you're not working right now and you want to toss me a transitional element like a splash or crash or some sort of, I don't know, you can do that too. You don't have to though. You're probably at work right now. Don't worry about it, man. I'll find something. What was I doing? Oh, transitional music. We're going to set the fade to be pretty long. 2 seconds. 2 and then 2. So it's just sort of crossing between each one, right? All right. And like I said, we definitely are going to have much more concise tracks. I think we need to increase the tempo of the first track. I think that's what Chris is working on. The second track is going to be completely different. It's going to match the third so that there's a nice blend between all of them. And I actually think that their tempos are going to match, interestingly enough, because they're all playing. All three of them are playing all the time. It's just one is the volume is high and the rest are low. But once you cross and fade the second one in, that tempo actually is going to match the first one. So there should be a clean transition. So let's take a look. Like I said, the tempos are all off right now because the tracks don't match. Wait. We only have one, and for some reason it's... Oh no, we have two. Okay. That's because he heard me. These are hard. Okay. So we need to slow it down for sure. Still, that fade is super fast. Look at that, that's crazy. It's too fast. Okay, so it works and everything fades out. That's awesome. Really, really good job, Thomas. Thomas, did you hear my specialty sounds in chat? Don't mean to brag, but my fart sounds might work well. Gordon. Always talking about farts. I love farts. One of my faves. One of my favorite things in the world. But only when it's me. I don't want anybody else to fart. So for some reason those sounds, it didn't adjust. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set all these to be pretty slow. Like 3 seconds. 1, 2. You know what? How about 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. That sounds like it should work. I'm going to apply this, though, to my music. And let's hit play, Harry. Mr. Thomas, did you see my question? No, I didn't, Jojo. Give me a sec. This is unfair. They shouldn't be able to hit you that fast. Whoa, too fast. Son of a bee. Why are you so fast? I don't think the speed is actually relative. The fade speed. Oh, the fade speed, the higher the number, the faster it is. So, stupid boy. I'm going to set it to 0.1. And I don't like where I start because that one spider just gets me every time. You little silly spider. Let's bring him over here. There we go. Now let's get started. How long will this game be? 6, 7, 8 years before I'm done? No, it's probably going to be like a 6-hour game. As long as we have plenty of interactables and silly stuff to do, I mean, you could probably run through the game and get it done in like 2 or 3 hours, but it's so slow. We're going to go to play maximized here. Here he comes. There he is. I think I have set it to 2. Also, we need a sound when they hear you. Let's go find a second one. Look at all those guys hanging out over there. Come here. I think we could even go slower. So obviously it needs to be like a horde of 20 for it to be justified for that level of music. Okay, let's try and kill him. Good. That's a slow fade. Why is it so slow? Yeah, that's a slow fade. We'll speed it up just a little bit. That's a little slow. I don't want that. It's like, why are you still playing? Where's the enemy? Isn't that cool, guys? That's really fun. I think some transitional elements would be really, really helpful. Like a show. Actually, I think I have some. I do. Unless you sent me a message, Hector. I'm having so much fun. Greatest job on the planet. Easy. What am I doing? Music intense is very slow. So we're going to set all these to be a little bit faster. 0.5 maybe. And I'm going to assume that's fine. Let's get those transitional elements going. So this one here, look at this. I think, is it this one? That one's one. And then there's this one here. Yeah. Let's get that one first. So we're going to have 2 transitional elements. And we might have a transition for finalizing too. But let's just get the start first. This is all about game feel, my friends. You get yourself some good game feel, you can make a crappy game awesome. All right, let's open this up in Audacity. And take a look, Harry. Look how insane this is. And it's not peaking, which is really funny. Peaking is when you're going way outside the boundary of what you can do. This is peaking. I'll show it to you. This is peaking when the information is lost at the top and the bottom. Okay. But Chris has done a really good job mastering this because it's like right at the top all the time. So we got a stinger here. So let's get the stinger. And by the way, Jason is right. The word is stinger, not beat. An emotional beat is something that happens when you transition from like a scene to a scene in a storyboard. Whereas this is a transition between a music in a game. And it could be a commercial too, or anything really. So it's going to be pretty quick. So something like this. So, but it's going to be, what I might do, let's see here. Let's cut to about here. So right there is when we don't want it to play anymore. So it's sort of just going to bleed into the other track. I'm curious if we need to make it longer. Sorry, Chris, I know this probably bothers you, but we're just going to mess with this a little bit here. I try not to mess with my my team's niche, but in my case here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pulse stretch. The pulse stretch should be 3 times as long, and we can just fade it out slowly. Listen. So that gives time for the fade in to occur. And we'll even fade this in here. So that leaves time for the other track. Is that what that's called? Is limiting? What do you think, Hector? Is that okay? That the track is limited? I'm not trying to compete with Chris here, but I just want to know. Let's make it pretty fast. See that? That pulse stretch just figures out the information and stretches it. In fact, pulse stretch is one of the fastest ways to make something sound beautiful. Watch this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, watch this. Let's give it a good old pulse stretch. We do 8. Give it some time. And then, this is what it sounds like. And then you can add some, hey, Gordon, this is probably really cool to show in a clip. Maybe we could title it, How to Make Anything Sound Beautiful, something like that. And then what you do is add a reverb. We're going to do a massive room size here with a ton of wet gain. Wet is how much reverb there is. Dry is the original track. Pretty cool. So there you go. And then what I like to do, just showing you guys something really quick here. What I like to do is add a new track, and then I will increase the pitch up like let's say we're in the key. I don't know what key we're in, but we would just pop it up to like an octave maybe. Okay, click OK, and then just throw on some reverb if you're getting that twitchy effect. Obviously, you can do a higher quality. It's just going to take a while, and we're not going to do that during the stream. And then we'll just do that. So watch. One of the sort of pillars of good horror, from what I'm learning with my short film, is putting things in there that are disorienting. It's like, I don't know why it sounds like that. What on earth? David Lynch does this really, really well in his films and TV shows. But also Ari Aster in Hereditary. Okay, there's Stinger 1. So we're going to export that. Gordon says, ship it. Let's save it in our music. Sorry, I'm taking a while to do this. Sorry, guys. So there's Eden Fell. What I'm going to do is this going to be called... which stinger was this? Yes. This is the stinger for... Wait, hold on. Export as a wave. Thomas, you're really driving your audience crazy. Hurry up and work. Work. Audacity. Load, you mother effer. I got my face cam. Sometimes I turn it off. Edenfell, and then let's go to, we're going to name it 3 Stinger Start Murmurs of, I want it to be the exact name here, just to be clear. I want to know, I like to keep things, it's not necessarily good syntax in my naming, I just want it to sort of match its siblings, per se. So there's that. So that's our stinger for that. Then let's do the light. That's a great stinger. I love that. You got to give credit to Chris. Can we give a round of applause to Chris? Man. And you want to know something? Hector, Gordon, and Chris, the people working on this project, all subscribers. It's just so cool working with you guys. One of the perks, and I try not to say this much because it might sound like I'm taking advantage, but one of the perks of having a YouTube channel with a big audience is you can you get great candidates for projects. Hector's an incredible sound designer. He's doing a lot of the sounds for the game. Gordon is a great editor and coder. He's working as an intern. And Chris, great music. Great music. So let's take a look here. And we could probably create a lot of different stingers out of, like ending stingers out of this too. But we're going to do the start ones first. I want to be much faster. There we go. And then fade in. And what did we do, guys? Remember,
you put in that old pull stretch.
Harry, no way. You heard what Professor McGonagall said. And besides, you don't even know how to fly. What an idiot. Here we go. And fade this one in. We don't want it peaking right there. So that's what peaking looks like. Big old red right there. It'll tell you when it peaks. Right? Right. So we're still peaking. Believe it or not, if you mix down the tracks, you can actually shrink them and it won't peak anymore. See? You can see the information there now. We could probably use some limiting, but I think we're okay. Still peaked around here. So that's where the peaking is happening, right there. I've never really done limiting before. And one of you said that reminds me of Half-Life. Half-Life was the inspiration for this game. And also, I told Chris, oh, we need to, yeah. It's really offset too. There we go. Or panned incorrectly. That's great. And we'll just fade this out. Yeah, I told Chris, I said, I want it to be a mix between, the music to be a mix between Doom, Half-Life, and Resident Evil. Mainly because exploratory stuff is more Resident Evil. The mid tracks, when there's like 2 or 3 enemies, is Half-Life. But Doom is when it gets really big, when there's like hordes. And, I hope that most people's PCs will be able to handle the hordes. And I also hope that I know what I'm doing when it comes to optimizing for the hordes. So we'll see. This audio editor is called Audacity. It's free. It hasn't changed really since there's updates, but I've been using it since I was 15. So it's like 16 years old. All right, 2 Combat Light Mockup Rough. So this is going to be called 2 Stinger Start Combat Light Mockup Rough. See that? Okay. Click OK. Yeah, it's really easy to use. It's that's why I open it up way more than like Logic Pro, or I'm thinking about learning FL Studio because I'm on a PC now, but it's just easier to open up a project or a sound file, quickly edit it, and then close it, Okay, so we've got our stingers. I'm going to create a new folder just because I'm going crazy here with all these different sounds. I'm going to call this, or move all the stingers into the stingers folder. Good. And what we want to do is we want to go to this here, make sure it's set, yep, apply all. And then we're going to go here and we're going to go to these different audio sources. It's not going to be layered. It's just going to be, it's going to play one shot. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is Stinger, light, exploring, start. And this is going to be Stinger. No. That's not light exploring. This is light combat. And this one's going to be intense combat. And then this one's going to be Stinger Light Combat. Wrong naming conventions. You want to be careful there. And then it's going to be Stinger Intense Combat. We're going to be having Combat Intense. Stinger Intense Combat. Very, very good. And that's going to be Start, obviously. Stamist, what are you doing? Yes. All right, so let's just add it in. And yes, here, we will not have it loop, and we will not have it on awake. We're going to set it to 0.6. We want it to be a little bit louder than the max volumes of the other ones. 2D. It's going to be 2D, no 3D. The reverb zone mix, I'm actually okay with it being 1. So let's go ahead and add the stingers. So this one's going to be the light stinger. And this one's going to be the actual combat here. Okay, those do not play on awake. The next thing we want to do is go to the actual script here for the layered music, and what we're going to do is just create a new serialized field. I'm not going to really create headers and stuff because there's not that many variables to begin with. It's going to be an audio source, and this audio source will be set to, we'll call this Stinger Start. Okay. We need to have it do this. If the go-to volume does not equal, we need some sort of condition here so it doesn't just keep doing it over and over and over again, right? If it does not equal the minimum max volume, no. Yeah, we're good there, okay? If it doesn't, then we're going to, one, set the go-to volume to max, right? But we're also going to Stinger Start play. It's just going to do it once, okay? But only if there's a Stinger Start. If there's not, then don't do it. That's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and set those up. Audacity added ads. Well, you want to know something? They deserve it. I'm not going to be mad about that. They deserve it. They've been giving me free software for 15 years. I actually don't get frustrated by ads because I'm somebody who likes to make money when I'm giving away stuff. So I don't mind it at all. There's a freebie mentality going around this world, and I don't really like it. Of course, it's always good to give to your audience as much as you can. I understand that. So, this is the stinger, and this is the stinger right there. Guys, it's going to work. Are you guys ready? This is going to be fun. Let's take a look. Okay, it played for some weird reason. It's looping. So for some D reason, it's looping. It's because we entered the prefab and did it that way. Oh, annoying. And then we want to make sure we got all that other stuff set up properly. The stingers are all set up. Good. Okay, let's hit apply here. Son of a... What, hold on. There we go. All right, guys, it's going to work. Are you excited? This is going to be really, really effective. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be very, very effective. You're right about that. I'll change that really quick. The get component, are you talking about? So what we need to do, by the way, we need to remove the stinger from the actual song. Okay, it's way too fast of a fade. In fact, I would argue we need a delay. We need to add a delay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a yield statement. Yes? Yes. We're going to add a yield statement here. Okay. Void. Let's do an IEnumerable. Let's just look for one because I can't remember how to write them. IEnumerable. I'll just go to Google. We need to yield. So basically, we need to say how long is the stinger, put the number there, and then we'll yield before we start the fade. I actually think, interestingly, I'm thinking. Give me a sec, guys. Let's talk. Let's just talk out loud. Use my brain. Do we want the track to just start? You know, the problem is I do need to remove. Okay, let's jump in here for a sec. Let's go to our Explorer here. Open up the tracks. So for example, let's just talk this out loud here, because it's not working. It's not working. It doesn't feel right. So I think what we need to do is open up this combat sound here and think. I think we want to start right here. Yeah. So this is the start. I don't even want it. It needs to be right here. Yep, that's where it needs to be. It needs to be right there. I'm going to take this too. I think it'd be good to have that. I'm going to cut it, get really close to the beat. So it's going to be, where is it? Thank God we can see waveforms. Okay, it's right here. Okay, a little bit more. And just scrub on over all the way to the left. So this is the loop. Yeah. I think we could probably get away with that. So I'm going to go to export. I know he's going to change this track anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. The next thing I want to do, though, is that stinger. What we need to do, and the reason why, by the way, I don't want a stinger in the actual track is because every time it loops, it's going to play the stinger, and it's just going to feel disorienting. So we're going to save this. Hopefully we can save it out. I'm going to need to say no stinger on here. Save that. Click OK. And I'll have Chris do all this later. I just want to get it done now for the demo. The same is true with the intense combat. We're going to go to the intense combat and cut out those pieces. Because, again, we want the stinger to play first and then trigger the full loopable song that doesn't have the stingers. Yeah. You're right, Hector. You're right. I don't want to learn something new. I don't want to learn it. Right there. So it's right there. That's the start. We'll cut that out. How many of you are following Jason's story? Be sure to head on over to his channel and subscribe. In fact, if all of you did that right now, there would be this sort of karmic explosion, and you would suddenly be blessed by Jason, and he would show up every night and whisper into your ear sort of secrets about game development and his strategies for success. So be sure to head on over there if you want to get that karmic justice. All right, so that's the ending. So we need to make sure we cut that off. So right there. I think it needs to be. Okay, I think it's fine. It's not great, but I have a feeling it's got some problems. But we're going to save that out, and it's going to say no stinger. Okay? Come on, Audacity. CVS Pharmacy is calling your daddy here. Come on, Audacity. So this is going to be not light. This is intense. Son of a snake. Hold on. I need to rename it. 3. It's not showing it to me for some reason. Murmurs of a Cathedral. Combat. No lead. And no stinger. Hey. All right. Thomas, your syntax sucks. Yeah, I know, but I don't care. All right, we're going to go to Unity here. And now we can put them in here. You all right, Jeb? Why are you staring at me? Hold on, guys. Give me a sec. I need to put my dog outside. I think he needs to go potty. Jeb will just stare at me until I let him outside. He's smart. He's very communicative. All right, let's change that. So we have the light combat, remember, no stinger. And then we have the intense combat, remember, no stinger. And now we need to set up the sort of delay, okay? So the delay is going to be called stinger delay. All right, serialized field, audio source, stinger delay. Stinger start delay. And I'm just going to say, how long should we wait in seconds before the full track begins? Why am I writing like a variable begins? It really should be called start delay after stinger. That's really what we should call it. And I'm glad that Jason showed up because we're using the word stinger, and that's actually the correct term. Thomas has the same COVID symptoms I have. My COVID symptoms were zilch. But it's just very subtle cough and grogginess, tiredness. All right, what am I doing? Oh, start delay after stinger, and then we're also going to put an IEnumerable in there, or IEnumerator, whatever it is. Unity. I'm just searching it because I never remember how to write it. There we go. Hey, let's take a look down here and add it. Wait, delay start. There's the wait time. We don't need that. It's just going to be right here. And it's going to be yield return. And we're going to say this is going to wait. Start delay after stinger. that's the wait time. Once it's done, then we set this here. Go to volume. So all we got to do is delay start. Now, I don't know if we need a fade, to be completely honest. It should just start. Hey, it should just start. So that's what we're going to do. So delay start is going to do this. It's going to say go to volume equals. I'm fine with setting it here, but also what we're going to do is we're going to say audio source dot volume equals go to volume. We're just going to set it immediately, but we're also going to restart it, okay? Just to be safe here. Because, Jason, we might actually use your technique now. We're going to say, don't start looping, don't start playing at start. But it's going to be playing anyway after it starts and even when it fades out. But what I might do is put a condition in there that says, if the volume is lower than like 0.1, then just stop it. Or 0.01 or something. Actually, we need to just do that. Audio source.stop. And then, why are you doing that? Audio source.play. I think I know why. Do I know why? I don't know why it's doing that. But let's put this condition in here. If audio source dot volume we're not going to do it just yet. Let's make sure everything works first. All right, so let's find the numbers. Okay. Now, obviously, there's a way that you could do this that's probably smarter than what I'm doing. But what we're going to do is just find the numbers here. Hey, Gordon, can you remove that in the chat, please? As much as I just want to click on that link and find out more. Oh, you're stupid. You're a moron. Get out of here. I hate you people. I love you very much, but I hate you. Get out of here. Oh, it's so stupid and gross. Makes me mad. You're ruining people's lives. Okay. So let's see here. What am I doing? Okay, so the light combat, we just got to find out at what number it starts. So it's right at... It's like 1.9. You want to be precise, but this is just a test. So look, delay after start, 1.9. Okay? The intent... wrong. It's this one here. What? Wait, hold on. Ah, yes, we're okay. We're okay. Then the intense, we'll go to the intense one, is this here. Wait. I'm so sorry. Where am I? Oh, they're right here. So that's same thing. Okay, what about this one? That's 0.8. Generally. Let's do 0.8. We'll tweak the numbers. Obviously, there's a way to do this smarter, but I'm okay with... this is a one and done thing. It should be. You guys want to try it out? And also, like Jason was saying, we can turn off the autoplay because they're not going to be looping in the background anymore. So we're going to turn all that off. Okay? All right, let's take a look and see if it works. So nothing's happening at all. That's because I didn't set it up, you stupid idiot. Grow up, get smart, and learn your manners. Gracious. It needs to be start, coroutine, delay start. Fesker thinks he's so smart. I'm just kidding, Fesker. You were right. Thomas, why don't you use visual scripting instead of writing code? Because I like it. I like to write code. Okay, this is exactly what we were looking for. That was weird. What? Ooh, oh, look at this. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to set the go-to volume to be the minimum max volume. Bing, bong, bang. Put that here. Go to, yes. So that needs to be here. Bing, bong, bang. And then a bing, bong, bang, a boom, boom, boom. Set this to here. We also want to stop it. Why are you doing that, you Snorlax? What's wrong? So stop the volume, or stop it. And then turn it off. I think it might be because I'm tabbed over too much. He may need more RAM in the correct channels. Gordon. It doesn't suck. It's for some people. It's okay. It's okay. Gordon, do I have to keep you under control? It's okay. Why? It's okay to use visual scripting and to use assets and to make a game completely. One of my buddies made a lot of money. From his game, and he didn't do any scripting. He just used Playmaker. Look at my axe. Oh, that's weird. All right, you guys ready? Let's give it a shot. Okay. There we go. So it was a little bit off, Let's try this one. Close. So I feel like the stingers need to be much longer. Boom, right? So that's what we're going to do. Let's go to our stingers, and we're going to just create our own little transitional element here. So just something like this. We're going to take this. Remember, we're going to use pulse stretch here, and let's make it pretty long. Long is always better. That's what I've learned over the years. Long is always better. 3. Am I right, Gordon? Am I right? Pulse stretch, 5. Be pretty long here. And then some men are longer than others. Name the movie. Some men are longer than others. Your mother's been telling me stories. No, what does he say? Your mother's been telling you stories about me, eh? So obviously way too long. So I'm thinking like a good 5 seconds seems right, actually, It gives you time to realize, oh crap, I'm about to get mauled by some crazed students. Okay, so let's bring that one over here. Move that one over here. So we're gonna be right, where are we? Let's just line it up, my friends. Okay. So let's see here. Right about here. And we'll probably just sort of fade this out so it's not so intense of a cut. Yep, almost. There we go. So you're like, oh, 4 enemies. I've got 4 enemies. Oh my goodness. Oh no. There we go. All right, guys. We also need to merge those together so that there's no peaking. Sorry, guys. One sec. All right, make sure there's no peaking. So, I mean, we can look at the numbers here. In fact, I would argue just put it at 5 seconds, Thomas, and call it a day so that it's always at 5 seconds. That would be probably the smartest move. How do I add a marker? Can I add a marker there? Tracks. Edit. Labels. Add label to section. There it is. All right, so there's the 5 second label. I don't think it doesn't move. Good. Okay. So we want the boom to hit right at 5 seconds so that we can just call it a day. We can say it's always at 5 seconds for every single stinger. See? So let's make sure it is. Yep. It is perfect. Okay. So guys, let's export that out. George, we mentioned that earlier, but you are correct. This music is not good for like 2 spiders. We're just doing testing right now. If there's like 6 or 7 spiders, I think that would justify some intense music. So let's change this stinger. That's stinger start. Oh no, that's this start here. Is it? Okay. Thank you, Jack Eagle. The Ain't Eagle gave me $5 for my McDoubles. Thank you. I gotta be honest with you guys. I stopped eating junk food. I've lost 15 pounds. As my Australian grandpa used to say, more spiders is always better in Melbourne. All right. Save that out. That's this. So that one's good. Click OK. Now let's do the other one. The number 2 stinger. Show and explore. By the way, guys, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, if you're into making 2D games, which I highly recommend, it's a good place to start for sure. Be sure to download that because I use that exact game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in just 14 days. So if you're interested in getting that, maybe even just store it on your computer if you don't want to use it now. You can use it whenever you want, forever, as long as you want. You can make $1 million off the game kit. I really don't care. It's my treat to you. So go ahead and check that out below if you're interested. It's a great game kit. I've used it multiple times for my videos. I think Gordon and Hector, you've used the game kit as well. So click below and grab that. All right, so let's make sure this starts right at 5 seconds. See? So if we zoom in really close. And by the way, you know, tempo is a big deal. So you want to make sure you're right on target. Okay? So that's great. So we're going to go ahead and take this, add a new track, and all we're going to do is that Paul stretch, okay? Go to the Paul stretch, and we're just going to move it on over so it snaps right into place. We'll fade it out even right here so that it fades just a little bit. Tracks or effects, fade out.
And then fade in.
And you got yourself a little loud. There's our stinger. What do you think, guys? Pretty cool, huh? So there's going to be the sound of a enemy going when he sees you. And then boom, boom, boom. So it's just going to start it up. Pretty cool. And this was recommended to me by Chris. So Chris, thank you so much, buddy, for not only writing the music, but recommending how we sort of put it together. And I think, Hector, you've mentioned this kind of stuff before as well. So thanks, guys. Very, very helpful. Okay, so that's going to be this one here. Yes. Jack the Eagle has provided me my brand new fat and carb source, more McDoubles, with $5. Hey man, I found your channel a couple years ago and I'm almost ready to start beta testing my first 2D Android game. Wow, that's such good news. Guys, let's encourage Jake Eagle. That's really, really cool. Way to go, buddy. Now, let's head on over to... I hear noises. I think someone's coming into my house to give me a gift. I love when the Amazon truck arrives. We get Christmas presents every day with Amazon. They just put packages on our front door like Santa Claus. Let's see here. What am I doing? Let's make sure they're correct. Yep, right at 5 seconds. So we're going to go to music like combat here, set it to 5 seconds. See how great that is? Now it's just a standard number, so we don't ever have to worry about it. Start delay, intense combat 5. Yep. Bing, bong, bang. And hit play. The estimated completion for this game is never. That's what I always put in my head. It's never. Until it's done, it's done. Unless I need money. And then it's a big deal. But I don't need any money right now. I'm doing well. So I'm okay. I'm going to just have fun and make a great game. There is a completion... Hey, friend. Come over here. You can't get to me because you're a little bitch. Hey! That's where I say F yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so the only problem I can feel here is I don't really want the song to fade out, okay? So I really want to put a variable here that's called, well, you know, if all enemies need to be dead to fade out is set to false, then we're not going to fade out. We're going to turn it off immediately, but only with a delay, okay? So I'm going to create a new delay. It's going to be an IEnumerable or IEnumerator, and this is delay end or stop. So we're going to do this. The audio source ain't going to stop. The go-to volume isn't going to change. Nothing's going to change except right here. So audio source, all it's going to do is stop. The volume is going to go to minimum, X here. It's going to stop. And the audio source volume is going to be zeroed out too. So the delay stop is only going to occur if require all enemies to be dead is set to true, then we will do a nice fade out. Okay, so they'll just sort of, the music will go away. And maybe we'll even throw a stinger in there. But that's only for that when shoot, hold on. Oh, what's this note? What is this? Hold on. Let's take a look about something here. That variable isn't used anymore. Require all enemies to be exact. Yes. Okay, so that's the variable we want to do. So if require all enemies to be exact is set up, What that means is it's only going to happen with like the shoot. Yeah. If it's set to false, it's set to true, then it'll fade out softly. No. Hold on. That's not the right variable. It needs to be a new variable. Boolean. Stop quickly. Fade out. And that's by default going to be set to false. Does the track fade out or does it stop quickly? Fade out is going to be set to true for only one of the tracks. For the rest of them, it's going to be quick stop. What am I doing here? We don't need this. We're just going to do it here. Give me a sec, guys. I'm thinking here. Delay start. If we have a previous, so we don't need this. So right here, we're going to have we have next phase, and then we have previous phase. So what happens is we're going to stop the previous phase if it exists. Okay? So I don't need this. All I need is right here. If previous phase exists, then what we want to do with the previous phase is we want to go previous phase dot audio source dot stop. Okay? But we also want to make sure that the previous phase's go to volume is set to 0, right? And then we also want to make sure that the previous phase's volume itself is set to 0. Okay, so we can't. So what we need to do is do it right here. That's what we need to do. Audio source dot volume is set to 0. So that's what it's going to do is it's just going to stop the previous one. There's not going to be any fade out. Yes, so what we do here is we say if previous phase doesn't exist, then the go-to volume will fade out. It'll just fade out slowly, okay? I think that's fine. So let's go ahead and jump into Unity here. It's not the most intuitive, so we'll make it more intuitive if we need to. But I think right now, the only one that's going to have a previous phase is this one here. Is going to have the light combat because we'll want to stop the light combat, right? Boom. This one, we're going to stop the exploring. Boom. Okay. Yeah. I think that works. So really, we don't fade out ever, to be completely honest. We never fade out. We might fade out the exploring, but yeah, let's try it out. Previous is misspelled. Yeah, it is. Previous phase. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Way to go. I love having you guys do work for me. Free of charge. Let's go. You guys ready? Well, that was weird. I don't know why that broke. He broke it. Man, that's crazy. Okay, so the exploring track wasn't playing. But let's see here. Let's see if the next phases are working properly though. Fade out occurred for some reason. We don't want a fade out to occur. So for some reason the fade out was occurring for Oh, if it exists, that's what we need to do. Bang, bong, bang, bong, bing. That's what we wanted to do. So for some reason, though, and also this shouldn't be this. This should, well, this should probably be a lerp. So we'll do a lerp. Let's see here. Yeah, for some reason isn't that strange? Yeah, for some reason it's not starting. The Explorer, maybe the Music Explorer is starting. Maybe I need to set it to a higher value. Maybe it is. Let's take a look. Okay, it is. It is. The problem with this method, I'm not so sure. No, I think we're okay. I was going to say, I don't want this track to start over every time, because every time you encounter an enemy, it's going to start the track over, and you'll never hear the end of it. All right, let's take a look here. Good. Where are the other two? All right, something's wrong. Okay, for some reason it didn't play because I think we didn't set up the previous track to do it. I sure hope that's not the problem. I hope it is the problem. There, okay, previous track, there it is. So previous phase didn't get cut off. This one doesn't have a previous phase. I mean, it should actually, so we'll do that. So that's good. The only problem here is I lost those enemies. They disappeared for some reason. But let's try it one more time, guys. Yes, I don't like having a boss. I like being in charge. Not because I'm a jerk, but because I really do believe I have great ideas and I need to lead. I'm a leader because I can do it. And so that's why I do it. I'm giving everybody grace. I'm helping people. I'm very generous. That's why I'm a leader and I'm the boss. Come here, you little bee. Why are you stuck? I think I need to restart Unity. That's usually what happens when the nav mesh gets confused. It's fading out. Man, we got a lot of issues, unfortunately. This is the way it goes. The first issue we need to address is, for some reason, it is fading out. Again, Thomas, why do you keep going back and forth here? If it doesn't exist, then fade. But if it does exist, then you fade. But I will say, Snarlax, what am I saying here? That shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there. Or maybe it should? I'm not so sure. Ugh, I don't know. Let's keep it there for now and just make sure that that first thing is fixed. Okay? The first issue is things are still fading out when they really shouldn't until the stinger plays and then the song starts. Then it will just stop it. But it does need to fade out, and there shouldn't be a stinger necessarily. I don't feel like there should be a stinger. Maybe. I think it should be quick. Oh, no, I think a stinger might actually help. Let's take a look. Come over here. Okay. Let's take a look what happens when we destroy enough. Okay. So we got some problems. So everything starts properly, but the ending is not occurring. That's because this right here shouldn't be here, right? So I think that's really what's going on. That shouldn't be there. Let's see here. Let's see what happens. I think that's still. We need a condition there. I'm not sure what the condition is. That's the problem here. Okay, so there's the stinger. The stinger shouldn't happen when going to the other one. I don't think it should. I do like how that track plays immediately. That's cool, that last track. It's kind of a cool stop sound. So I'm not so sure if that was what we wanted. I think we had an issue with it fading out. Really, it shouldn't be fading out at all right here. Okay? So what we need to do is something like, yeah. Man, I'm not sure what the condition is. Something like, if the amount of enemies following is greater than, yeah. I think it might actually be. I'm sorry, guys. I just got to test it one more time. What we're looking for is we don't want the track to fade out when it's going to jump to the next one. But when it goes to the previous one, we do want it to fade out. So I don't think we want it to fade out at all. We don't want it to fade out. You know, so that condition there, I think it was a correct condition. I'm struggling here. If previous, sorry, I'm trying to think here. I'm not sure, guys. I'm sorry. Let's test it one more time. Let's test it one more time. Okay, so we got 3 following us. What we're looking for is we're going to say we don't want it to fade out to the next track. It is, okay. Okay. We don't want it to fade out. So this needs to do something. There's got to be a condition right here. Because right now, it's fading out. Maybe it's just a variable that says if fade out. Let's try it. I think that's all it is. Maybe. By default, it's false. Does the track fade out when it's done? Tasteless software, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. That means a lot. So, music like combat. Oh, but it's not going to work. I think that's fine if that one fades out. This one will not fade out. Okay. That one will just cut to the previous one or no. I don't want it to fade out. Son of a. Struggling here. I think it has to do with the amount of enemies. So if fade out and the amount of enemies is smaller than what were required. I don't know, man. So many conditions here. Enemies following is smaller than what we need. Then you fade out. No. No, I think we're good, actually. Let's take a look. I think we're actually okay. I think that's all we needed. So the light combat will fade out into the exploring. That's correct. We want that. But the intense combat, we don't want to fade out. We just want it to do a stinger and then go to the previous one. Get over here. Hey, bitches. It's fading out. Okay, so now I know. If fade out and the enemy amount is smaller, then we can do that fade out. Okay. I don't know why I have to put this condition here. I don't know why. Now, is greater. Oh. Yeah, is smaller than what we need. Then you do it. I think that'll do it, guys. Let's take a look here. We already have that integer JSON, basically. I think. Well, we have the amount of enemies following, which is definitely an intensity tracker. Why are you stuck, brother? gracious me. So close. We are so close here. I think it has to do with the next phase, maybe. For some reason, it's not doing this. I don't know why it wasn't doing that. I need to wrap my head around what's going on here. Oh, man. There's something going on here that's a problem. It appears that it's not stopping for some reason. Yeah, you might be right. We could try that, where this occurs. However, require all enemies to be dead to fade out is true. I think that might work. So most games, what you're saying is like Resident Evil, for example, it'll stay intense, and when there's even just one enemy left. So what we can do is we can set this requirement. So require number of enemies to be exact. Require all enemies to be dead to fade out is true. This one, same thing. Well, let's disable the fade out variable for now. So I think you might be right. Let's try it. Nope. Close. We need a variable that says, is the next track playing? Oh, gosh. It's right here. And okay, here's what we'll do. Man, we're close, guys. I can feel it. If next phase dot audio source dot volume, or we could just do is playing. If it's playing, then we don't want this phase to play. Or we could say, or there is no next phase. You know? Well, my brain is starting to fry, guys. But I want to get it perfect here. Hello? If it's not playing, right? Then you can play. Oh, my word. Yeah, if it's not playing, then play. Thomas, you moron. All right, let's try it one more time. think I know what's going on. Oh my word. Oh. Does this need to be next phase equals null? I feel like that's what that meant. Oh boy. Well, I actually think that whatever. What? We have a null reference exception. I think I need to put that first. La, 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 la. I think it's yeah. There we go. There we go. Sweet. All right, a couple more tests we need to do just to make sure it's robust. Yeah, when you have the Unity editor open and it's not like full screen, it's gonna be pretty slow. But also I'm streaming, so it's kind of like not the fastest. Okay. We want the exploring music to be back. Is it back? It's not. All right, so the exploring music doesn't come back. So that's not too scary. Because I think I can figure out what's going on there. Oh wow. I think we need to do an else statement there. Right there. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Delay start. Yeah. Okay. I think I just need an else statement here. And it's going to be go to volume equals. So if I think this needs to be this. If next phase did not equal null and the audio source is playing. No. Hold on. Oh boy. Give me a sec. I think it needs to be this. If next phase exists. Am I doing this right, Jason? Let me know. Because I feel like that has to be inside of another statement. Otherwise, it'll crash. And if this, yeah. I mean, I know that'll work. I just don't know if that's proper syntax or whatever. Else, if there is no next phase, oh, we're so close. Ah, yes. I think this'll work. What we need to do is this, and then we need to have, if there is a stinger start, then you want to do the whole stinger functionality. But if there isn't a stinger start, then you just want to go, no, just go ahead and fade in. That way, the exploring track will start playing. But Jason, I think you're right. It's just right now, I think the real condition that we need to be looking for is there a stinger? If there's no stinger, then you just need to fade it in. Really, there shouldn't even be a fade in. Well, no, we do want to fade in for this kind of stuff because I don't want this song to be always starting from the start, the exploration song. All right, let's see. Is the music playing? It's not. So it's because there's no audio play. So I think what I want to do here is I want the exploring song to always be playing because I want it to fade back in. All right. So we'll have it fade on back in when it's ready to go back to the exploring song. Yes. Correct. Let's just put the volume at 0. Well, no, we'll keep it at 1 because I know it's going to work. Jason, love it. I'm talking to you too, man. All right, let's try it out. So there's our music. Yep, it's playing. Good. So our exploring music is now playing. Uh-oh. Now it's fading out. What? Ooh, my brain. Why did you fade out? Oh, God, help me, please. Hey, Jason Wyman's in the chat. Guys, say hello to Jason. Jason, look at this. What do you see there? What do you see? Look at that. You're a good man. Thank you. It's a good tool. Well, we'll look and see if there's an error. Jason's story. All right, let's see if was it an error that was causing it. For some reason, it's fading out. So let's go to the amount of enemies we've got. Enemies following is currently set to 2. Okay, the exploring music is going back up. But if you guys remember, for some reason, earlier it just faded out for no reason. Hey, it's not playing. It stops. So we need to go, oh yeah, lots of conditions here. If audio source is not playing, then why doesn't audio source work? Oh, it's audio sauce. We don't want audio sauce. If it's not playing, then we want to go, well, you should play, you moron. So we'll do that. Audio source dot play. So that's one issue we've got. But I think another issue that we've got is for some reason it stopped playing. Correct. Jason is the greatest of all time. My favorite thing about Jason is he's a genius, and he knows a ton about the technical side of game dev. But he treats his channel, and he seemingly treats his life so relaxed. He's so chill. I love that. Lots to learn from Jason. Jason Wyman. Wyman. So the song isn't playing for some reason. Oh. But once it starts playing, I don't think we have a problem. Oh, Thomas, look at the console. And Jason's story was right. All the Jasons in the house are helpful. We got a little null reference exception here. Yeah. Why am I getting a null reference exception here? What is it? If next phase exists, then do this. Okay. Yeah. So does this need to be down here? If next phase exists, then also, man, I know you guys are so much smarter than me. I get it. I'm just making games here. If next phase exists, then do all this crap. No. I think what we need to do here is that's why. Yeah, it shouldn't be wrapped in that. It should be wrapped in this. Where's my brain? Whoa. Hold on. I'm losing consciousness here. This right here, if next phase, it's causing this to break. So let's go back in time here. Because some of these don't have next phase. So it really should be wrapped inside of this. So if there's a stinger, do this. If there's not a stinger, do this. That's it. Okay? However, now we do this. If there's a next phase, then you also want to be checking. If there is a next phase and it's not playing, then we want to do this. Okay? Bing! All that adrenaline. Okay. So if there is a next phase, do this crap. Nope, wrong. Boop. And then this, what am I doing here? Yes. Beautiful code, Thomas. All right, so if there's a stinger, then do all this crap. If there's no stinger, then just do all this crap. If the audio source is not playing, then we need to make sure it does play. Okay. We're so close. All right, that's it. So we can get away with combining these? Okay. I hear you. So we can get away with combining those. That's the theory. Yeah, that's the theory. All right. For some reason we have an issue here. Can I use local variable delay start declared at the top level of a conditional statement? What just happened? what just happened? I don't know why that broke. Yeah, there's something going on with the brackets. What is it? Down. So that one's not connecting for some reason. Thomas. So I mean, obviously this is a mess. I'm getting, what am I doing? The if statement here, blah, blah, blah. What am I doing? Sorry, guys. There's a bracket problem somewhere. So, it's somewhere. Let's go back in time. For the record, I've been live streaming for like, 2 hours now? So my brain is not, it's not working. I need to take a break and I'm hungry. That's my excuse for being a moron. Audio source.play. So, I mean, that's fine. We had an issue, and I feel like it really is. I can combine these and call it a day, and then just remove one of these. But for some reason, there we go. Okay, so that's the theory. You can combine them. Is that what you guys are saying? Guys, for the record, the reason why I nest so many if statements is not because I don't know that you can combine them and all that. It's mainly because my brain does not. It doesn't do. Okay, look at this. This right here is a problem. We got an issue here. Do I have too many? Yeah. It's because my brain, it does well when things are nice and separated here. Yes, we got a problem here too. There we go. Yeah, my brain does better with this kind of stuff. What am I doing? Okay. There we go. So still have an issue here. It's something to do with the. Okay, yeah, we need one more. There we go, guys. We got a beautiful mess here, and it is beautiful because it's gonna work. Fingers crossed, right, guys? Cross them fingers. Come here. Okay. Now that volume isn't playing up. It's not going up for some reason. For exploring. Oh my word. Alright guys, that's the end of the stream. Broken. For some reason it's just not working. It might be the end of the stream. Let me think here. Maybe there's just something going on here. If a stinger start... Oh my goodness. That's the problem. This should not be wrapping this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And there's a stinger start. If there's a stinger start, there's a next phase, then do that. If there's not a stinger start, yeah, that's probably the problem. Then do all this crap. I think that's what we need to do. Ah, yes. Yes. We don't need this. It should be right here. If there's a stinger start, then do this crap. But we also need these conditions here. If next phase and next phase dot, okay. Or there is no. Oh, my brain, hold on. What's the point of this? The point is, if the next phase is playing, we don't want to, if the next phase is playing, we don't want to start the previous one, right? Or there is no next phase. Then do this crap. Right? Is that what it needs to be? So if there's a next phase and it's not playing, because if there is a next phase and it is playing, then we don't want to do this. Or there is no next phase. If there's no next phase, then yeah, you want to start it. What do we think, guys? All right. Let's try that. Okay, the exploring music still isn't playing, but let's take a look and see if the other music starts properly. Good. Okay, that works. But for some reason, this is not working. Okay. If the volume does not equal the max, if the go-to volume does not equal the minimum max volume for the maximum, just basically the maximum, if it doesn't equal it, then we want to do this stuff. But this, if there's a stinger start, let's take a look here. There's no stinger start. So if stinger start is, look at this. Okay, if there's no stinger start, this really should just be an else if. But then that breaks it. Why is that? Is it because of this? Does it need this? What am I doing? I don't know why that's what, maybe it's this. There we go. Then, if the audio source, yes, it is playing. It is playing. That's it. We just need an else statement. Yes, this needs to be, I think we got it. This needs to be right here. That's it. Okay? And I think that we don't need that. Yes. That should do it, donkey. That should do it. No, I didn't. Yes, you're right. So these need to be in parentheses. So if there's a next phase and the next phase is not playing, or there's just no next phase, then do this. I think that's what we want to do here. Good, the music's playing. There it is, yeah. Okay, so we can hear the exploring music. Okay. Hey. Why? Oh my word. I don't even think I need that. Oh my word. Oh. I think it's this. Okay, this is the max value. Okay, so that's good. That's good. But it's not stopping it for some reason. I think we got a problem with this statement here. This else should be associated with this. Ah, yes. I see. So we got an issue here. This needs to be associated with, what am I doing here? I'm almost there, guys. We're close. We're so close. So that got lost in the mess. So this, otherwise, do this. I honestly don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. I'm just sort of following my instinct, which is not good. Good, there we go. Awesome. Okay, we'll start one more time and see if we can get all of the max ones to follow. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. There's like different types of transitions that we're basically doing here. Yeah. This volume isn't going up for some reason. Man, we are so close. Why aren't you going up? Let's take a look. Okay, so for some reason this is not being set. Let's take a look and see how many enemies are following. So close. We are so close. So it's currently set to 0. I feel like this is for some reason being set. This 0, it's 0. No. Okay, so this is the fade out. So this is not currently being set for some reason. Okay. If go to volume does not equal this volume here, if go to volume does not equal the max, then set the max. Okay, let's check and see what our go-to volume is. So we're going to serialize it really quick. And I didn't see any null reference exceptions. Let me turn on volume for you guys because I don't want you to hear this over and over again. Okay, let's take a look. Go-to volume is set to 0.7. So for some reason, even though go-to volume is set to 0.7, for some reason, it's just not going up. So let's take a look here. It's because this needs to be outside of that. Woo! I think we got it. Use your brain and you will win. Use your brain and you will win. Use your brain and everything's great. Use your brain. Let's go ice skate. It's not going up, you mother effer. Go up, go up, go up. So this is not being set. Snape on a plane. Snape on a plane, what's going on here? More frustrating is when you think you fixed it and then you regress. What's the go-to volume set at currently? Go-to volume is set to 0 for some reason. And it shouldn't, you know. We could take a look here and see how many enemies are following me. If we go to the controller here, we can see we have... Where is it? We have one enemy following. I think I know why. Require numbers of enemies to be exact. Yeah, and it's set to 0. So I think we need to disable that. You know what? I think that's what the problem is. I think it's that one variable. Okay, it still plays. Good. It's not going away. So let's collect more. Look at them stuck. Yes. Oh, thank you, Lord. There is a God. I love how people like to thank God when things go their way, and they act like, I believe in God, but they act like, there's proof that God exists because, this happened. And I'm like, yeah, but there's people who are starving and dying. Yay, you got your brand new car. God answered your prayer. What about the people who didn't get their brand new car? All right, let's take a look. Not everyone wants a car. Okay, guys, let's test this. So let's do just one and go find the other friend. Where are you, buddy? There you are. All right. Good. Okay, if I just delete these, does it fix itself? Wait. Let's see how many enemies are following. We have... I think we have to kill them all. Yeah. So I think we had one more following us. There we go. That doesn't make sense. Oh, good. There's two. Okay. I didn't see two. I think they were like nested on top of each other. Try again. Sweet. Yeah, I think it's not looping though. It stops, and I don't want it to stop. We're so close. I'm gonna double check that it's robust though, and that it's working. Yeah. We're gonna increase the amount of required spiders for there to actually be chaos with the music. Right now we're just testing though. The numbers are much smaller. Good. I think there needs to be a cool ending, like a rumbling when you finish. It's like, yay, you finished the arena. So we'll do that in just a second here. That shouldn't be hard. Knock on wood. What was the problem? We had a problem that we were gonna fix. Oh, I think I know. Yeah. We don't want this sound to stop. So there's a sound that's stopping, and it's stopping the previous loop. Yeah. If the previous phase, if it's audio source is set to loop, then we don't want to stop it. All right. So if previous source.audio source.looping, if loop is set to false, then you want to do this crap. But you also want to say, well, does it even exist? I believe we need to do that. Yeah. If the previous exists, and it's set to loop. Oh, we got it right there, I think. Ah, yes, it needs to be over here. This audio source we want. Yeah. I see what we're doing here. Boop. If bang boom bada bada bing, and then do this. There we go. That's it. That should ensure that the previous this music exploring, it remains playing, but it just fades out, or just the volume is set to 0. Because that, like I said, I don't want it to start over every time. I want it to go back into where you were. How long have I been working on this game? Maybe a year. Just off and on, because I've been running an online school as well, and that takes like maybe 60% of my time. Where is our friend? He's stuck. I need to restart Unity because they get stuck. But let's collect some more enemies. Ugh. So it's still stopping it for some reason. That's the only place that it stops it, and for some reason it's stopping it. Oh. It's this. I think. No. It could be. Let's do it. Audio source.loop. If audio source.loop, yeah. I love that music. It's so good. Kushen Yourself says 6 sound effects. And thank you. That's actually some of my work, but also Hector Rodriguez has been doing sound effects for me, and he's on the team helping out with the project. So way to go, Hector. All right, guys, let's hit play here and take a look. This should do it. So what are we looking for? We want to make sure that the explorative music that just plays quietly doesn't stop, but it just fades out. When it fades back in, it needs to be back where it was. I know these songs are getting annoying. Good, okay. Yep, there we go. Good. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh yes, very much. Very, very good. All right, guys, we had a successful day. If you like this stream, be sure to like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, and be sure to check out my face. No, be sure to check out that link below if you want to learn how to secure 6 figures with just a demo. I can teach you how to do that. Believe it or not, I actually secured 6 figures with a game that it wasn't even finished. I did that multiple times. And also, there's a link below for a free 2D game kit. If you're into 2D game development, click below. You can snag that. Use it however you want. You can just store it on your computer and keep it for later. You don't have to use it now. So click below if that interests you. I used that same game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, which was really awesome. So be sure to click below. And man, I'm going to talk to you guys later. This was super, super fun. Cheers. Get over here. Get down. Hey, thanks for watching. By the way, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, click below. It's my treat to you. I used this game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and I actually got to play it with him in front of his audience, which was really cool. This game kit is totally free. It's my treat to you, and you can use it however you want. You can make a commercial game and make $1 million off this game kit. I don't care. Or you could just use it for a hobby project. It's my treat to you. And by the way, if you haven't clicked like, that would mean a ton to me. Hit subscribe. And also, this is important, hit that notification bell. Here's why. If you get notified of when I'm live, you can watch me make my next game, and let me know in the chat what you think about the game or any ideas you have, and you might just show up. Your chat might just show up in the next video that I upload. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.